pesa me can same way na ma obia emfa me nkogina baby bone bia wo de me kokora meba but Jerry mejetum say there is a conspiracy. There is a conspiracy between some private transport operators and some key people in this country. Now, conspiracy is a cheap and efficient mode of transport and yejuma. Said they be any be benefited from road transport. All the time, me kasa, even though say I support Ghanaian businesses, but me priority aye nipa dodo omo mainumuno. For the good of the masses. Nipa dodo omo maimu a nye obia ne betime nya hya da so no. E de adwen na aban adwen fa omo ho. Na madwen mo amutie show ide mo ni se maka rail transport asem ache. But anopai na abesi me mo say there is a conspiracy e bia mpanyimfo bi ehye akiri a omo wo buses a omo de adwuma wo krom ha e ma omo sika bi nsida. Now the moment you introduce rail transport train as you say omai bi omo tumpon bia no no mo use no. So with the train transport in a bar, a bema sam mpanyimfo omo sika bi ahwere omo. That is the only plausible conclusion I can come to. Why it has never been on government, it has never been government interests. Say, you're embarking on a massive rail transport connection in Ghana because of the deaths on our roads. Nanka en decreasing road accidents. Entumi ema ye roads no enye safe. Afe so ebema transport aye very affordable. Na aye efficient. Na obi ope bus na wafa. But obi ope so ofa train na ofa fast train na nasa ofa train na obetene mu ade akotechima na okọ. Omai bia omutu mpon na omatime move ko manim wo omai country bia continent bia no ade ba ko ema omai na atu mpon pa rail transport. But man who say it has never been government upon government and your priority. And when I say it is not a priority of government, I don't mean that we don't have a ministry for it. No. You can have the ministry, but the willpower to implement transformational plans. I be me akase Ghana. And so I adopted an efficient rail and your piecemeal train no mo ye no. What you say? And yes, sopi train na ye no. Se Ghana to me enya 2,000 kilometer rail network for starter. Menka se Ghana ye serious. Because the air say Ghana is probably the second country or third country on this continent. Yenya a very extensive rail network. Kind ketsi the colonial masters, main from masters, the colonial imperialists. Omuye real network connecte Aboso, Takwa, Pristia, Takrade, Kumase, Akwetia. Chese baby ana omunya agudie fribia no mudi train koho obuase. Debi amekase by the year 1903. Na train adru Kumase. 1903. So wo count here, na chese. Ye twemu ye twem 100 years. Anameboa ye twem 100 years. A train ko Kumase. Abrofu ye rail line etoto ho kire se hade 1,000 years kra train efa. Na yentumi improve. Me se me kra me nyi no. 2004 2005. Na mitimi tena train mu wo Kumase adum. Se mo amunim ho no. Adum railway. Na train be set 2030 eba a day. Na baako de takra de me da so akai. I was a young boy. Ubedu hono na de flour. What I say? De pan no. Now train baako de bia mekai takrade flour mill ne atwere ho ibi so no na egu ho dimi hu sa train na me kofro na me wadamfo mo amunim adum no o sania ba baby a omo ya asokwa interchange side ho na ho na train no egu ene ho nyina close me so bedu na train 20 eba pon na e de flour efi takrade ba onte se accident to crazy ubedu takrade flour mill ebiso no na egugu train ho na cement eniema chese 2004 2003 asem na make you ama say train system ni gina a collapse completely odi enkaye ntimi mfamfa ni pampo a nanke wo train from Tema na enkwa ankosi Tamalimpo a na hwe the kind of containers a ebe ye free kwan ne so ama ye kwan no wo de muntimi nye train na be fa ni pampo a hwe articulator wo be ye free kwan ne so for the transport of goods ama Ghana railway system no na me busa se challenges ni ye dey aban bia ba ye top buses hwe Jerry anajubi na me try bi say Accra Greater Accra say if you one end of Greater Accra ko another watch ye 25 to 30 minutes cow say wo de wo si wo free kasoa wo bese akọ East Legon end ho watch 25-30 minutes wo bedru nka Greater Accra de nke ni say wo drive kura di car mu 1 hour 30 minutes say wo di free hin wo di free oyibi bese aba 37 military hospital wo betime di 1 hour. So my question this morning is, why is it that every country that is developing at a faster rate is embracing rail transport, but it has never been on top of the list of priorities in terms of transport? Adia ba ko mama hu say yempanyimfo ni bi ehye tire me friend say a conspiracy, a silence conspiracy bina nipa bi omo invest in buses e wo krum ha omo pese omo sabotage oman ni mufo omo nya ahoto e wo transport mu because obi kura betima to ne private car but traffic obe dim dia free poku ase aba bedu Accra se ebo ne 7 na there ya ne say between 5:50 ekosi 6:10 sa 20 minutes ne say wo mese a traffic a obe 10 minutes pe o ya wo hu ba bi aka sa sensamanfo nyane sa time no wo ntiase 5:50 to 6:10 sa wo mese a wo wuwe nti o de munye bibia mpo a ti yentumi nya aban bi a obeka say for the start yenye rail from Accra passing through Kumasi to Tamale ni emfansi ni yenye ba konso a ebe convey goods nko a said the beya Tema obi ani wo betime de articulator kakraka ya fa kwan ba ko pe ya so na asay ya kwan no because na me hwe ye said the cost effectiveness of roads in the long term no say road kra no expensive than rail in the long term. And those of you who know me engineers, you can check. Now me say, how expensive is rail transporter? South Africa, Egypt, Morocco, Ethiopia, and recently Tanzania. Adopted Kenya. Now no me Kenya there. Niko sa wo video na. Kenya for a train. Efa Mombasa. Eko Kigali. Eko East Africa. Eko omo capital Nairobi. Omo train niema emfa kwan ne so na chese cars alodu akese ya nka Ghana habokina ne Niger cars no they don't have any business on our roads so ombe say ekwan na ye no ombe san say ni nyina. Why has no government in recent times taken rail transport seriously? Na no me hu ye say aye temampakadan we are doing a train no sope aban we ba o se maye kojo krom to Takrade. They are doing it expansive. Onim the enti omai we ye bibia ye omai for nim feeling na ya to about to omai na otesone say bibia ye bia a pilot Into omosi aye train e Ghana, but enese me misi abrochire. Eni so obi na ka chem say train wa abrochire. I feel it. Madam will be to kwa land, and also will be caught train underground train. Any old Chinese or the car de bosswa. Omati now the bagan is kemwa. It be a 40 cedis for 3 days. Or kwa baby or pay be a 40 cedis no, or kwa baby or pay beer. Train a cheap. Ya two full alumana GPRT for Bosubwe. Ya two full aluma VIP boy. Dabena Sanya Manisi ya VIP transport. Any other buses, ebe take over train transport completely. I'm not saying that Obi Ejumanye, they are supporting the system. But for the masses, you should never be going to Sunyan Ekumase and paying 150 cedis. For a country that minimum wage is 19 cedis. So before you go to Kumasi, you have to work for how many days? For more than 12 days. That is what it means. For an average and as a low income earner to go to Kumasi, my hometown, to go to my hometown Sunyane, I have to save 200 cedis. Divided by 19 cedis. 10 days of working. 10 days of working without eating. If abana jatum say minimum wage no nti omo ye bibia ya mo fanto ho say oman ni nipa je sen me maye 4 na me pese me ko Sunyane a omo ne me ko a me kotua 1,000 cedis me konkwa. Under no circumstance should that happen. Where Kenya, me say adia ye already on TV. Ne say kan dia ba kwa ye nso mu nche. Ni amanfo ni hu hwe dia wo hwe ne ye Kenya enam safari o. Enti container na emfa kwan so. Ya accident esi be Kenya ni o. Kenya. Wo kokra container ye mfa mehia wo Kumase kwaso unie na menie. Bibia nye hu owi asesa articulator sani free na wutwi kia morning na wuhia no amaya Africa ne yehwe Mauritius Kenya fe unim mu amopen mo fa calculator na mo hwe train transport se obi a oniska wo free ha na okokumase a watua train na watua train transport 9 cedis average train de ne bo den no 9 cedis. Me patcho mo hwe train distance no 9 Ghana cedis for a train to Kumasi. Because funny pano be say 700 and the gum. Enti nya fe na ena no so enyusu fuel te say the car no use no. Enam dade so. Enti train ye cheap. Mo amote London, you believe that men ka say emfa ento ho to London. But London 4 lines be bring Ghana ye to nya 2 lines pe, 2 lines, 2 lines Accra Kumasi Takrade through Cape Coast to Accra ho Bakubi na nkakra but baby ya kwan ye were 4 major roads bia enkwanhia ne kwan ne nyide ese nyina ye Accra Kumasi Tamale na no kentampo accident bi ekosi wo ho da bia hwi Ghana ye trainer ni aye 12 kilometers 7 kilometers aban we ba no abandon Takrade kwadwo krom NDC na ye NDC ba no abandon tamampakadai wote oman mu ha yesi train aba so onfru bi da mo amuti studio ha nipa se na mafru train aba adwuma in the last 2 years 3 years mo amu ha nipa se na mo se o mafru train aba adwuma in the last 10 years uye bibia it has to be massive oman for no feel na de ha me ameka se a conspiracy theory me conclusion no me what 2 conclusions I may draw me hu ne say a conspiracy theory omo kra emo ene akokonam edeba krum ha mpanyimfo bi na hye akire ene omo kra akokonam ne mo a egu local farmers because akokonam de ne wo big farms or ha dako farms no o de bi Cote d'Ivoire o de bi Burkina akoko space mo big poultry farms and amanfo started say omo kra poultry de abakrum ha na fe no be a quarter the price of the Akon farms akoko and so ne de na de but ye gu no poultry farms are starting wo kroma no nka by this time Ghana is the hub of poultry farm in West Africa in Kenya Cote d'Ivoire and nipa bi started so mo kra akoko e de free China ba and omo gu poultry farms a e wo kroma sa na madwe ye me farming ne niam ye nipa bi omo kra niam ba se de be ye be ma de o ha no enkoso sa na me hu ne se rail transporter Ghana said that collapsing on a conspiracy of some key top people government after government they enjoy because say abrebia train transport ni hono nipa ni nyina de o ma ho de ntie do Christmas now be call bus stations no e ho abọ ma nipa nya bus into kwan in 2026 yes you are station car ni ho but so obi o train e call 4 times a day wo Kumasi na e be fa nipa 1000 wo be hu de e be si okroma. How difficult is the thinking? Say the entire Tanzania network a connected Dodoma, Dar es Salaam, say omode connect omukuro ni nyina no $3 billion. $3 billion. Ghana ntimi nya $3 billion. And construct ye cry the be lesser distance. A conspiracy. Empanyimfo bi share chire. And omo nya de omamu fo ho be hen omo. Because nka wo fa train di Africa so a na ba be si wo ebia Central Accra nka watua ye 2 cities. Germany dia na omo ye no sa wo ko internet to sesi a omo train no na ye €9. Pacho wo pa wo ya mo check €9. Ebetimi de wako man no ba bia wo pa bia €9. Aha ye 90 cities bo mo ho no kra no eno no ha mpo no me fa ne say ha ye ebia that time na ye 150 cities a. Or the German train system €9 to take you. You can see the train a cheaper option. Obia wenim rail system. Why is it that people who are not earning much? And another reason why I feel say the entire collapse of the rail system I be Ghana for what tom. Now by be ampeso be bosso ne say. Edi entina omaya. Your minimum wage ya 19 cedis. Na omai no adu pre airport no mo sisi. Ni pasa na wa Ghana ha omutimi for plane. Me pa twadwen hu ye o. The cheapest mode of transport a train. Omai no ye ohiaman. Enti dia he na obeye. Enya railway, the cheapest means of transport a train railway. Eno na ye accepted obia o mai bia age atum se ye tumi ye we de e be ma ye man for ho ahen omo oman na omo sika no mpo ye no se de be ye omo ni bie no ntu bedu abroche minister na what trem o call parliament na what trem sikani na what trem uhu bi da bia footballer na what trem wo betena se hia ni tim sikani tim Ghana na ye ni sika no ye kwaji sika na ye besi airport said de be ye omo ye first class citizens no be ebenya safe means of transport enti ubetime nya sika ni onhia hia ni da because hia ni na airport no nko because adu pre no say fa no de ni kosi Kumasi a obesu sa free ha kosi ni sika 4 months and o de afa plane obi kura betima tena Kumasi abadwuma osunya na omo wo abrichi omo nko adwuma wo more than Kumasi Accra. Baby obiti munkrofo muti omo send musika ba bia no baby obiti Kofi Jerry crowd baby o che me ano so wote ana oba adwuma wo Central London no but osorintem 1 hour 30 minutes what tire musa hu hwe oba no wadru 1 hour 30 minutes usi obi okromu change train 2 3 menka say yenko London de bi but we can have our own what na train so enye late obi anka say traffic ache ne kwa so. Enti train is etu Kumasi 5 a.m. 6:30 wa Accra. One number. Ni nyina me hu ne say a conspiracy bi accommodation. What you say? Me down won kokko na train be gina ho a. Me mfiri wo ma adwuma wa Accra 1 hour. Because me free amasama ba 1 hour 30 minutes car. Ena mi die. Na train na transport enche no. Me mfro me ntram wo apega emfa ma adwuma. Nana boy da bi oba was o musisa no no full train free ni kurom ba Accra ntinka wo se ne no ya boost ni speed mom na ke ya kate no ya halve the speed no de aba Ghana kusu akofa train ya ase bidie train chuku chaka keteke ni akosisa abakroma na citizens ni happy me say omo ya real estate mpanyimfo na share real estate edan omo de because ye mu bi ye nkonya ska enkosi dan wo isle gonfan koje $4,000 a month. Ye nyeska enkosi dan e wo grade estate mfan koje 3 ye nya. Nte ye omo a and omo na esisi apartment a yentumi nye no enti se kuro ni mu bo chechire so na transport nko a wo be han da ne bo den wo be fa car ne bo den buses ne so omo de am say a conspiracy nti na aban be ko aban be ba aban be ko menti say transport minister we or ka say ye the massive rail transport e be free aha e de akotamale na ye be ye no 4 years first year no ye de kwa akosi Kumase nanke ye what you say yan tibida de bia bas yatum me say fuel bonani ni yatum obedu station ho no now amanfo feel what Ghanaians feel obi cop VIP station and also obi cop STC wa calculate ni sika eyam panyimfo na say the way omu feeling ti omu feeling here me mako station da sika e wo me ho no se ba ko free to amintimi mfro car I feel it. Amanfo hu se obi mo ko trotro mu na nense saka 50 pesos no hold you obi a na omo sere. They don't know. Me nsesa eko kameti ni ho 50 pesos a. Me nko school da no. Because my calculate me sika na bo no pepe. Obi be fa be do VIP station ya say yatum. Yato transport no na o sere obi o ho because okodu ni krom na wa frɛ ne soasoa me do I so be share me station this kama me na me de faka about. That is the kind of country we live in. Enti say ye betimi the rail transport ye sika dem ha me ne say abrofo ne ba betu manganese gold ne bauxite ne sa de man nyina no munya mae o no mu hu say we have to do rail transport na ye mfa ena unim say Ghana gold ne abo na esese nyina de fa kwan so na eba Asia ka na Asia na no apieti ne sa de man nyina no ka abogu anim enema ensem fata na ene wonam kwan so salunka nam ha na articulator mienu hye ntem na crash ya obi bo wo nyame na ma nyame na oje nyame mfrɛ wo wa na wokɔ hwɛ asat 1895 asat 1895 Ghana Ray abrofo na draw bibi ato Kwame Nkrumah bai obe ebe tie mu ye ya draw da ho ena lines no so omo chese from 2012 everybody na chese baby the any service mo no omo kra de omo ka 1915 rail lines ya draw Ekosha Hills Ekotema 1954 Manso omo ye abrofo no ye dru Manso no 1901 no omo di Kumase omo dru Takwa 1902 na chese every year omo ye bia be 40 kilometers 1903 no omo dru Kumase se na me ka na mo so me bo ahwe soro ho gold mines obuase 1903 no madu Kumase 1923 no ma ye train from Kumase akofa nkoko abesi nsawom nti ubetime afri Takoradi Kojokrom ene aban timi ye railway from Kojokrom to Takoradi na ya launch ya cut sword 5 times 1912 line na ya eda ho no na o ma twekọ 1911 o me de ko Pristia awaso 1944 no matwe ko ho na afi omede aba Huni Valley 1902 no matwe there 1926 omede ko aten ase 1927 no omede adu Kade 1956 no omede aten ase aba besi Kotoku agen Kotoku Accra ntinka woni na namponum sa ba bi atren wo ho ufri Kotoku no matwe abedu Achimota na afi de afri Kumase ko fansa wo mbefa nkokọ na ne so obe join Kotoku de no wa Achimota to Accra Central na Accra Central so atwe ade akwa kodu Shy Hills ntinka nanke ye toa so de akoho Togo na nka soro ho de na akwa kosi Kumase no ya toa so de akwa kosi Tamale Kobokina ya wieu oman na ne da ho no enchena wokofro bus akọ Kumase adu 2 million 10 years ago na okofro basa ko Kumase ana yesen mo amoto ticket no wo ba kwa kwahwe wo ticket na ebia na wo Kumase a na ye 30 cedis 20 cedis enu mpo na manfo o kam 200,000 hey 200,000 na me edu ba bi na 18 cedis sunyane Kumase sunyane 20 cedis Kumase 18 so 15 cedis wakati ya send yatum hwe percentage of increment enti me hu ne say That's aban incompetent rail transport. Aban shall minim what I should minim the description I should give it. So it's never been on the front of any government say. And yani born here din bruso omo koye airport. Yes, abo yebesi airport or Cape Coast. Aban we say obesi airport or he. And I know some kosi bi osunyai. Nipa no say sunyane na yete no say enye new month to for ne ba sunyane a gold for wa sunyane say na wo de befa nipa say ne wo no credit ye mpe reality nipa men kasa me enkoye airport to sunyane but ye de here wi ansa ne ayede de fata sunyane for na kasa okasa o monto aba na ye kasa sunyane ye tree an befa ha de akodoma akosi Cote d'Ivoire border ne so se wo free Accra na wo ba sunyane a wo be di 2 hours 2 hours no ubetua 25 cedis. Afesu ya beye airport ha. Ufri ha na ukon kraya. Elu prefer na ye private. Omo ne betre. Kwanya ombe faswa. Omo beji omusika. But isi ye no. Ufa player kwa ha. 2,000 cedis. Na che 2,000%. Wo de compare train. Sunyane for mu pede. Ombe kase ye pe train. Ndiye ne ebema aban say. You bet me $4 billion at their starting railway. Money private sector and kamum. Escafo bi okrom ha. Omo abeti me to coach no. Coach na esiso no. Now buying na contract say private for so but a buying provided the rail system. Bosian pony ebo you bet me the gold at 10 within 5 years. But a buy again koso kura because okoya my DM say empanyufo bi sika be bomu. Ewo bus. Sana ye kasi ye affordable housing na nkrofo bi omo sisi apartment no omo sika bebo omo ene ye ma omanfo ne ho nkyere omo nti ye conspiracy at the top. That is what I can conclude. Senya conspiracy oman no concentrate on plane e wa bra ne manfo no emu 70% omakatua enu 5,000 oman no nipa no omo oman 70% omo nye more than 5,000 cedis. But I was say 2,000 de for plane. Eko ede 2,000 de ba. Ntu ko Kumasi abano. 4,000 or minus 70 to 80% or muntumi ntua plane with omo monthly salary. But some minor say omo prioritizing railway despite the fact say omo ye one of the first countries on the continent ye introduce you omo to rail transport. Lines here de that way. A colonial time o. Abrofo no beko 54 55 ena da so da ho no e kwan be ne betimi ada ho ache sei inti real no in the long term it is the best option for us. Tanzania na wo hwe no we ye nya o man bia Tanzania ye ne omo hwe ye ne omo me de me si me yi sa ne mo ya kopem si ebenya bi we ye efe chen Ghana airport kra uko internet ne so a me and I mean how much did the Tanzanian government spend to construct sa omu railway system no obi amo gogo mpacho mo studio ha no na mo fa metre me nya me phone so Tanzania cost of national railway lines no ma ye no 2015 abesi ene no obi ambo no fa metre me e cost say me ba cho me tie mo na mo musa say is this above Ghana ye introduce railway wo Ghana na Tanzania for kra o man no kra ni biem poni ho. Me say a conspiracy mpanyimfo no mo na atoto buses no nti yebeto mo me say nche bia lorry fare ebedru 3 million Kumasi 300 cedis nti ahotoba ha yempe ana VIP for say atu mo transport mu ayo mo private dia na government ebe ya boye airport no Ghana emoye your international airport will be Johnny and Johnny caught fine. Or to the crown or caught. But I am prioritizing Ray. Planes any befa. Nipa send a bit to me a tia. Ghana play your luxury by no. Tanzania, Yana was in me country. President Samia Suluhu has launched the nation's first modern railway on Thursday, which was built by Turkish firm Yapi Mekezi, built at a cost of 3.1 billion. 541 kilometers. Ufri here kwa Tamale. Distance ni say. Pacho mumo distance from Accra to Tamale. I befa sunyane kentampo Tamale. Say. Accra to Tamale na me de manoa boss wa obi aye bi 3.1 billion kobe 20 times a day. Udu what time bia anajo awia ebo adwuma mo amako Tanzania. First no accident si okrum ho che bia me nim Dar es Salaam and me nim Dodoma and o ma move o capital ne ko Dodoma. Na to ensure say transport between the two countries no be build no and o ma ye railway line 3.1 billion 541 kilometers. Ebe fan kro na wo ho ni nyinam Tamale dia ne 627. Ye dia ne 500 omo dia ne 541. And less than 90 kilometers extra so ye do Tamale 3.1 billion. What they fan say omo ye different country ye nya corrupt to kra na ye nya ye dia ne 4 billion. No bi oko se bi oko sirem onkofa kwan so anu akodi 24 hours ene Ghana utimi de to Accra Kumasi road block a block bronya ebebai se wan kontem a unru bronya omudi ne na anu ya manfo kodu new year oko bronya okodi new year ukoka kire o ire onyi ni go aware nya conspiracy. What can explain a country like ours knowing our capacity? Airport in university ye koto train ba Ghana train ni takrade kojokrum me kase moye bi, but this is not what we need. We need it extensively. Obia 541 and Tanzania they no more increase ya 1,000 kilometers o ma no kru akese nyina o me de connect. You can check and they are doing it. Senegal we takrade kojokrum chukuchaka men ka say ye nibio but me ye nyina ye wo ha no e wo say obitimi ka say ma free Accra train station akosi Kumasi Edum train station for the first time abanya ya de se matena train mu pa ba time am share say medru no madru pepepepe Kumasi because traffic bi ankoche Ghana nkwana ye train bus wachen no. Ye di train banan abonantwie. Ye di train banan aboponko. Ghana kofa train bani akotwa sword. Ade echi na train na akobo car to atwene. Because ye mpese ye be massive. Nti ene question am ebusa ne say, why is a country a low income country where 70% of the people live under minimum wage a year so small? That country's priority in transport is air and has been investing in air transport. President Otisu koye airport to ho. Airport na nye. Airport na nye. Opposition omo koye airport wo. Takrade. Cape Coast. Ufri here kwa Takrade flight here 35 minutes. And you go Cape Coast I say, what na plane no 13 minutes na wadru. It is not feasible. Why will you build an airport in Ho? Why will you build an airport? Men can say you say almost training because the reality in the country is what you should know. Say ni person ne wo ho a ombecha 1,000 cities ediafa plane. Awa abra otnaka mu a 30 cities ne bedru. Akatua sam no e wo form adwuma sam ni ha. Enti we rail line eservu akokra eservu abrewa eservu bia. So why don't what airport na da ho no ene enye se omode ye training school aye white elephant nti dia make impo na ho dia ne ba metima che say me kura menya government, but practically I know say the country is not where you should be building more airports. Yenisika obiasu nimsi yeniska upa yi Sunyani airport yi Newmont to go do ni free wa workers no ubehwe no statistically 60-70% are Newmont workers and business people omo high na me awurade nyankopon me na adwo nko no we na plane here say o kofra na o kufri Sunyani by 2,300 23 million farmer men men for being to fertilizer enguma fuo so obe calculate atwa VIP but na VIP ni so nyeska but o ka se train na yenko fruit train They saying, hey, what if you can't cry? Nana 20 cities who and cry. Hey, Nana no crash of traffic in Nikwamo. Utna mwa ko baby tama Oni nana fruit train aba. Munya die bema o mine dodo no the greater good of the people. Yenya die satisfy the top people nko. Ntini yeto aba, unse ye kan aba na no present mama weni video bi ametai hwefa abrantie bi utimu se. Ogina ho no wo kan aba no. 41, 42, 40 o se mama afa. Ono no di obedi di obeda oni obi ani asem. So these are the people in the country. Shenipo omokoto about 1.7 million gabo no. Enye se esikafo nko awo. Masisa die na aduane. Baby obeda kwan obefo so ofaka o calculate ni sika wo fie kwan si free to a otimi hwehwe saa because we hu anko. Obi kwan se free to mpaase wo de ne white shirt awura ho. Ekoyi afa because on timi ntua. That is the reality in the country. Obi ekuto obi minim e trotrom because necessary na ka 20 pesos on farmer no. Osi wo 37 wo fa bi ato aso akọ ka okudi ana wo fa bi ato aso aba cycle wo nya no ontumi ma. That is the country. Why is rail transport not a priority? The most affordable, the most efficient for a country like ours. Every day, buses in a short term. In the long term, what are we doing to eradicate accidents on our roads? To make transport efficient, safe, faster. Namunya say conspiracy where chiasa sikaphobia to top buses. Fuel ball wa no matun and ombenya sikatam. Obian determine price and amount more. Or more than determine what they want to charge. Hey. Share we. My no my in court near my here the door no. O can't affordable housing asema enye ye. Because yes apartment flashy. Ubedu on won't mean tia. Korake to us so 1,500. Ube uda dan mo no. Wan koto otibe bom. Nsuo to aye homa ene ye eje wo aban no nwene social housing ho say ye ne private sector nchia ne NCC affordable homes supply would kura ne de be ya na say ya ne NCC na nipa nya baby dabi obi esiso esi osi dan ukoka because nipa no mo share tire real estate no say there's some Jonah kind no the real estate is for top people omo na politicians na NCC politicians and business people omo na NCC all the big estate. Inti yen konkos find solution. Tabi amekacha be say me so no ne nim plumber bi. E we area ho. Otimi nante ana pipe bi ampaye na kom de no. Ohwe ahwe ana obi ama pipe da no de na ba na bompa. No odwane. Ono ana e be kwa akofre no. Plumber nso bi apaye o kono akoso problem no abe solve. Sa na enkrofo yi. They will cause the problem of transport. No mind mu ache. Onipa gina kwa ho munya ka o ene ya to transport mu. No one yes katam. Ya to petrol, but train ya to petrol ma affected train to say they be affected car no. But ye mfa no. Upa ma Cote d'Ivoire nya omodie, Senegal nya omodie, Tanzania nya omodie, Kenya nya omodie, Ghana will not do.